Now today's video is one that I'm very excited about because it was this race this time last season where we of course DNF'd 2 laps away from a race win. Oh no. 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 We was gonna win the race, it was so comfortable. 2 laps to go, oh no. Oh. A whole season later, I'm hoping for redemption here today. So, first of all, if you haven't seen the previous episode, go check it out. Spoilers are ahead. I'll leave it linked in the top right. But today, we have a bit of admin work to do. First of all, a sponsorship renewal for Equinox. We'll go ahead and take care of that. We're also going to throw down and do a few activities for the team. We're going to kind of pad out these activity days and basically just keep ourselves busy until the next race at Paul Ricard. But with that said, let's talk about this race weekend because, as I mentioned, last year it was almost the beginning of the end. You know, it was looking pretty decent for us, and then it was this race last season when we broke down and we lost out massively in the championship. So I'm out for redemption here today. I'm hoping to try and get a bit of, revenge for last year and try to right the wrong, and hopefully we can achieve that. Nonetheless, in the background you can see we managed to go through all the activities and we're now ready for the next race. So let's jump into it. First of all though, this race weekend you can see the performance chart. Not a lot of changes except for Ferrari taking a big step forward and becoming the 4th best team. Now with that said, we're going to move into qualifying, more specifically into qualifying 1, and we're going to see if we can get off to a good start this weekend and hopefully make it a decent one. So yeah, let's see how it goes, and I'm looking forward to it because I want to try and keep this momentum going. We're on a pretty good run of form right now. We're leading the championship, I believe, so I want to try and keep it going that way. Now in qualifying, you can see in the bottom right we have the current status of our engine wear, and this weekend I'm taking a bit of a risk with the ICE. I'm going to try and commit and hopefully nothing happens, but fingers crossed we don't get any bad luck like last year and the engine holds up. Nonetheless, in Q1 you can see now at the end of the first push lap in this session, making sure we can get through to Q2 on ideally just 1 set of tyres if possible. That would be the best case scenario, and we do a 25.4, we go P4 at the time, and that is actually going to be enough for us to move into Q2. Others did improve afterwards, but still comfortably in the top 12, and the car seems quite decently on pace actually. So looks like we may have a good race on our hands. Schwartzman in the top 10 as well. Having said that, it does seem like as a car, as a team, we are lacking a little bit of pace this weekend compared to the previous races, so we're going to have to work hard to try and make up for that. So in Q2 I went for the mediums, and to be fair, it was actually going pretty well, but the final sector let me down. I didn't really do that well. Bit of a shame really because the rest lap was actually pretty decent, but nonetheless, running up to the line, we set a 25.9, which is about half a second off our Q1 lap on softs, and ultimately it wasn't enough. So we had to strap on the soft tyres and go for one last attempt. A minute and 50 to go. No rain forecast, but just a bit overcast right now as we get our final attempt underway. So down to the first chicane, putting the car over to the right, braking as the curb reappears on the racing line. Important to get that momentum and carry the speed out of there as we run down towards turn 3. Really aggressive on the curbs pretty much throughout this entire sequence and throughout the entire lap, to be honest. Really important now to get the apex and don't run too wide. Short shift and get a nice clean bit of traction as we carry the speed on the exit of the right, and then onto the left, which is flat out, and then onto the back straight as we're currently purple in sector 1. Now making our way onto the Mistral straight and into the back straight chicane. Bring the car over to the right, brake at the 50, then a 4th gear. Really carry that speed and make sure you focus on the exit, which has to be absolutely perfect. Back on the gas, keeping a nice tight line to the left as we now make our way into the flat out right hander of Senior. Currently purple in 2 sectors as we're looking pretty decent right now. Into the double right hander, trying to make sure we don't wash out too wide, get the second apex and then use all the run off curb. And then my one mistake of this lap, I just broke too early. I turned in too early as well as a consequence of that, and I had to kind of get off the brake and correct my steering, and I probably lost about 1/10.5 to 2/10 because it also ruined my exit speed. So I lost a lot of time through there, but then the rest of the lap was pretty decent. We managed to recover quite nicely, and we're 7/10 up as we improve to a low 25, but only P10, which is not what I had in mind and that might be trouble for us, as at the end of qualifying, unfortunately, we're out. It's the end of the line, and we miss out by less than 100th of a second over Bottas. Wow, that is unfortunate, really unfortunate. I do feel like that one small mistake in that left-hander has cost us dearly, because, you know, George and Bottas are right ahead of us there, and we've just missed out. There was at least minimum an easy 10th, which we could have got. So we've bottled it. We haven't got into Q3 somehow. Schwartzman also at P13, and he was 4/10 off our pace. So it does seem like we just lacked a little bit in Q2 to really make that difference, you know, in qualifying. But nonetheless, we do get the auto strat from P11. So that could be a big positive for the race. Anyway, let's jump into it. Let's try and turn it around. Hopefully, at the end of it, we have a decent points haul to come home with.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Norris, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Bottas, Russell, Ricciardo and Callum Islet, Martinez, Tsunoda, Robert Schwartzman and Vettel, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Esteban Ocon and Nobuharu Matsushita, Latifi, Mick Schumacher, Mazepin and Christian Lundgaard. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Now, this race doesn't need much of an introduction. This time last season, we was robbed of a race win. You know, we was on course to win this race, and it's kind of when our championship started to fall apart. So, in this race, I'm hoping to win. Strategy, medium, and then hopefully to soft. We're not going to go for the hard tyre. So, hopefully we can make that happen. Fuel-wise, we're going to run minimum, as always, which in this case is 3.4 laps less. No rain forecast, so let's jump into it. P11 on the auto strat. Let's try and get that W. Right, let's do this. Hopefully, a decent start. 5 lights. And we're underway. Oh, not a good start. We get quite a bit of wheel spin. The initial getaway phase was good, as we're now 3 wide here into turn 1. This is going to be risky. I have to take caution and not lose a front wing. But we're down to P14, which is not what I had in mind. And we're 3 wide again here. This time with Tsunoda and Giovinazzi. We're going to try and go nice and wide into this twisty section. We'll sneak up the inside of Yuki. Maybe Sebastian Vettel as well. There we go. So that's a decent recovery, getting 2 places back there. Not out of the woods just yet, as we have a big snapper oversteer. Sebastian Vettel coming back for more. Seems like we've got pretty high wings because we're not moving on the straight. Tsunoda's going to make it 3 wide. We're going to break the latest though and send it into the chicane. Big snapper oversteer again, but we had to commit. We had to go bold and late on the brakes. Tsunoda coming back for more. Look at the speed of the AlphaTauri around here as we go side by side through Senior. Oh, we get a big bit of oversteer.
Monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Right, copy that, Jeff. Engine wear is starting to kick in, but it shouldn't be a factor in the race itself, as we have Schwartzman up ahead battling with Ilott. Right, let's keep an eye on the tyre temps, because we're not overheating, but we're struggling massively for rear end stability at the minute. End of lap 1 though, and we've actually lost 2 places down to P13, so not what I had in mind. We're going to have to work hard to get these back and work our way back into the points. Let's try and get Tsunoda here. Schwartzman getting overtaken by Ilott, who of course is on the soft tyre. It does seem like we're lacking a bit of pace, but we'll try and fight back and make it a decent race anyways. Here we are in the slipstream of Tsunoda, trying to have a look. Getting off the gas that time through there. Having a look up the inside. Oh, Tsunoda just turns in though and commits to the corner. But look at the pressure we're putting on right now. Up the inside maybe this time. Oh, not quite. Tsunoda just keeping his car ahead for now, but the pressure is mounting. If we can clear Tsunoda and Schwartzman and get back to P11, that'd be great. Hopefully do that as soon as possible. That would be nice. But DRS will now be enabled, so the race may start to open up. Right, let's see what happens here. Schwartzman is out of DRS range of Callum Ilott, so We may see Tsunoda go for the move. We've got a yellow flag briefly in the final sector for the Haas, but it seems like he's got going again. Into the back straight chicane. This is going to be my opportunity if I can set up the exit out of there, which we do. Just not quite. We haven't got the straight line speed to really put some pressure on, which is a bit of a shame. Tsunoda does get off the gas a little bit through there, so we'll try and have a look. But right now we're just trying to find and see where I can pass him. Maybe here, again, second time could be the charm. Trying around the outside this time. Doesn't quite work, but we're still right on his gearbox. Got to go for it surely. Into the final corner. Taking a bit of a different line here. Up the inside we go. Yes, block pass. Beautiful block pass overtake. That means Tsunoda can't fight back. And now we can chase after Schwartzman.
We're in danger of running out of fuel before the end of the race. Start being a little conservative with the remaining fuel, please.
Don't worry about it, Jeff. I've got this under control, mate. Somehow, we didn't get a warning for turn 1 there, which is crazy. Let's pass Schwartzman though. Pick him off, make our way up to P11, and then try and get some more points. And they're now battling with Ocon as well, so they're going to lose time. Personal best first sector. Now we just got to set up the exit and the run here. There we go. Now we can close up to Robert. We'll probably pass him after the chicane, I think. Just a bit too far back. Set it up on the cutback. Look at the line we get through there, the speed and the momentum. You can tell we're running higher wings. We're just able to make these moves stick. Here we go then on our teammate. Into Senior. Up the inside, getting way off the gas there. But we managed to make it stick. And we're through and back into P11, which is where we started. Let's chase after these Maccas on the softs. Okay, Russell in the pits. Leclerc as well, so a few early stoppers as we match our personal best. Up to P9 now, making slow progress, but definite progress on McLaren's. Ricciardo pits, so Arlott will be in on the next lap. Let's see who else is in there. Looks like one Red Bull and one Mercedes stays out. Everyone onto mediums for their second stint.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Let's see what this is once we get through the first chicane.
Confirmed.
I mean, sure, that pit stop lap makes more sense, but it's the wrong compound. We want a set of softs. So, yeah, we'll take the soft tyres. And there we go. The final cars are in. Arlott, Norris, and Perez, I believe. So we're going to take the race lead. And now this is a crucial phase. We've got about 10 laps to go until we pit, maybe 9 laps. We might pit around lap 16 for a fresh set of softs. Probably lap 17 though, if I can make it, ideally. And we need to try and keep the pace up and pull away from the cars behind as much as possible. So let's drive away. That was a decent lap actually. Pretty much matching my personal best, but that one without any DRS assistance. So the pace is still decent. We're hanging in there. The mediums are working well. If we look at the tyre wear, you can see pretty balanced tyre wear. We can manage this. Perez 27.4. So about 9/10 faster than us. That's not too bad. We can live with that, to be honest. Well, so far there's no sign of the leaders making their way through the pack. You can see the massive DRS train into turn 1 being led by Schwartzman. And I'm pretty sure the likes of Verstappen, Norris, Bottas, they're all going to be stuck in that train. So they're not really making any progress, which is going to really help out our strategy right now. The pace is really strong. I'm able to keep it up. The tyres are not...
We expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Yeah, I was going to say the tyres are not dropping off, but they might start to now because we're just starting to push into the 40s and near the 50s in terms of tyre wear. So just starting to go a bit, but we should be okay. I think I can go to lap 17 without any issues. If not, we'll go lap 16, like I said. Meanwhile, the Schwartzman and Tsunoda are still battling behind, so they're all losing time. So this is working out well for us. Oh, okay, everyone's pitting. Interesting. So as I say that, everyone on mediums is going to pit. Schwartzman staying out, which is very interesting. So there is Perez, P4. He's the first reference we have of the leaders. He's 12 seconds adrift. So we'll keep it on that gap and see how that evolves over the next few laps, especially when the remaining guys on the All-Strat pit and I'm just out here by myself, basically.
Robert is in the pits. Robert in the pits.
So there we go. Schwartzman in the pit lane, and there is the gap to Perez. That is a net gap right now. I'm looking to maybe be near Leclerc, to be fair, after we pit. We've gained a lot on the overcut by not having to be in traffic and driving at our pace. We've made up a lot of ground, so we're definitely in this race. I think our podium is on, especially on the soft tyres. Just got to try and push for a couple more laps and squeeze out a bit more out of these tyres, if possible. We are absolutely flying on this lap. Put the afterburners on big time. We're going to smash our previous personal best out of the water by a clear 2/10 and drop into a 28.0.
We should start saving on fuel. Lift and coast, please. Lift and coast.
Not really concerned about fuel. I'll have a look now anyways, just to see how we're getting on. So we're negative 120. I'm going to squeeze one more lap as Sainz pits. We're racing Leclerc here, I think. And if not, to be just behind him. But I think we're going to be pretty close. I'll decide this type of our pit or not. Oh, Gasly pits from P3. Leclerc pits as well. Oh, the AI2 stop it. Oh my god. That is unexpected. Well, we're definitely going to be in for the podium now. Perez and Norris stay out. Surely they won't pit. A 2-stop is suicide. Onto a hard tyre as well for Gasly. That is crazy. This is our tyre wear right now. We're chilling. Schwarzman up to P5. No sign of Verstappen. If I look at the minimap, Verstappen's nowhere to be seen. He's a long way back. He's in the final sector. So something's happened to the championship leader, unless he's maybe 2-stopped it. And again, has lost a lot of time. But we're going to pit this lap. Right, let's do this. We need a quick stop. Keep it within the white lines. Slow it all down to 60. And there we go. Perfect. Fuel, 0.9. We'll be able to save that now in the final stint quite comfortably. But yeah, Max is on the back straight right now. He's like P14, 15. Something's happened to Max's race. Soft tyres ready to go. And there's our tyre wear, 56 on the left rear. That's our most worn tyre. The rest are on 55. So good management. Perez and Norris do pit. Oh my god. What is going on?
Complete, go now.
We can win this now. We are going to win this. We're on softs. We've got a massive, massive gap.
Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy.
And not just win it, we can win this with the fastest lap from P11. The AI have done the strangest strategy I've ever seen. They've committed to a very strange 2-stop and have thrown their race away, especially those in the top 10. Everyone outside the top 10 is going to feast and benefit. So Schwarzman's off for a podium. This is massive for the constructors. We could get some big, big points today. Perez will probably finish in P2 on mediums. But this is crazy. Let's try and get that fastest lap then. Well, this is going to be a massive, massive statement. This is going to be a race win, hopefully with the fastest lap by the looks of it. And it's a massive statement for the championship. You know, this is us saying we're down.
Window. You'll be on the softs.
Jeff, shut up, mate. We're not talking about that now. This is me saying we're ready for the fight. This season, we're dangerous. We want this championship. That's a massive lap. That is not getting beaten. All we've got to do now is bring the car home. And I'm having massive flashbacks right now to last season's race, where with 2 laps to go, in the lead, comfortably, our engine went. So hopefully, praying this time that doesn't happen. Second warning for track limits, I think we got one earlier on in the race. I can't remember now. I think on the first lap. So just got to be careful now, just in case. Mazepin out the race on the back straight. Luckily, it's gone past the point of a safety car, so we don't have to panic. Well, here we go then. Last lap of the race. What a performance. Massively helped by the AI going for a very, very questionable strategy. But still, I think we could have got a decent podium anyway. Dare I say, would have maybe even won the race anyway. So, yeah, the All-Strat again providing the goods around France here. And we're going to bring home a massive win. And by the looks of it, fastest lap. So this is a statement for the championship, not just for the drivers, for the constructors as well. We win in France and we get redemption from last season.
Oh, alright, I think maybe I can start turning some of these assists off.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
A great race then, and a fantastic victory here at Paul Ricard. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think the key here was just the quality of the racecraft, you know? I mean, how many overtakes did they make overall? I'm sure we have a stat person keeping score somewhere, and it was fantastic to watch, wasn't it? This is a strategic sport at the end of the day, but it's always really gratifying to see close-fought battles on track. It's what all the fans are after.
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
Well, there we go then. What a race, what a performance. A huge 26 points for the World Championship. Look at that. 1-4 for the team. Really good result. Schwartzman unfortunately couldn't get Tsunoda for the podium, but still, we'll take that. Some massive, massive points. Perez P2 for Red Bull, Tsunoda P2 for AlphaTauri. Then it's both Aston Martins in the top 6. Stroll ahead of Vettel, Gasly, Norris, Ocon and Leclerc. So Norris only P8 in the Mercedes here today. Missing out the points, Sainz, Giovinazzi, Bottas, Ricciardo, Russell, Verstappen, P16 on a 3-stop. Not sure what happened to him. I'll try and get the footage of it if I remember, and I'll put it in the video. Matsushita, Ilott, Latifi, Lundgaard and Schumacher, with Mazepin retiring at the end. Now then, standings after 7 races or 6 races. I think 7 races after that. I'm not quite sure. Either way, we're top of the table and we're 24 points clear, so almost a full race to win victory margin over Verstappen. Perez still in the mix in P3. Schwartzman stays P7, but also in that battle for P4, locked in with Gasly, Norris and Bottas. And in terms of the constructors, the gap now 19 points, closer than ever, slowly making progress. Mercedes just starting to drop off a little bit, not quite able to keep up, so it's looking like a two-way fight right now between Red Bull and 97 Racing. But anyway guys, that is it for the race here today at Paul Ricard. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the race, leave a like for the redemption victory after last season. Subscribe for more daily F1 content and my team, of course, and league racing content, all that good stuff. As always, a big plug and shout out goes to the members. Finally, check out 2 videos on screen if you have not seen them. But that is it from me here today, and I shall bid you au revoir.